guys, so I wanted to talk about the cord cutting that I went to with Steve Freeland. Gracious, last weekend? It was last weekend. I had this perception of what a cord cutting was. And I think because I've been through so many different ceremonies and so many different life experiences where you got something big in return, you really had to invest pieces of yourself, allow yourself to be taken apart, the expectations and perceptions of what your reality and who you were really shatter when you go through tremendous spiritual renewals, realizations, whatever you want to call it. When you level up, that's why when you level up, your world kind of gets torn apart and then rebuilt, because the idea that you're supposed to go to work from 9 to 5, have 2 kids, 2 dogs, a white picket fence, that whole perception that is what life is for kind of falls apart when you realize, no, that's not it at all. And that's certainly not how I thought my life would be. Ironically, I'm kind of okay with that now. So I had this perception that the cord cutting was going to be this tremendous upheaval. And that I was essentially going to have to relive all the situations where the cords were attached, and then of course, how I was changed as a person through those big attachments and utterly destroyed through some of those bad relationships and betrayal, the cheating, all that stuff. And so I really brought a little bit of fear with me to the idea of this service. But to be honest, I'd heard of it, but I'd never seen it done before. I'd never really looked into it because I held on to that perception of fear. But when I had the opportunity to go, and I wanted to get it done before the end of the year, and my mom was like, I'll watch the kids, you can go. And I was like, all right, peace out, I'm out. I see the signs, the bright flashing neon signs, get this done. And so I went, and I was like, I'm probably gonna cry. I cried through everything. It's just the way that I release. But it was really nice. Steve explained everything to me ahead of time. He uses the tuning forks, which is really cool. I like those a lot. I already love the deep vibrations. If you ever ride in the car with me, the bass is always turned up, as reflected by one particular busted speaker. But I love feeling the vibration of the bass. I like that. It recharges me. And so the idea of this particular service with tuning forks was really fascinating to me. And so I let go of the fear and kind of held on to that curiosity to kind of carry me through. It wasn't at all what I expected. It was easy, no lie. Out of all the things I've been through, past life hypnotherapy regressions, shamanic journeys, guided all this stuff that I've been through, this was literally one of the easiest processes I've ever been through in my life. And that's saying something, because even Reiki shifts your mojo. I think my favorite part was the tuning forks, because I liked that was really cool. He had warned me, you may feel some tension or a little bit of pain or discomfort if you have 3 cords, and I cut one, the amount of stuff that was vibrating on the 3 cords is now going to be vibrating on the 2, and they kind of take notice. And so I understood that concept as he explained it, and I'm sure he explained it better. You're welcome to reach out to him. And I did feel that at one point, and it was just this strange, that's weird. Why does that hurt? That's weird. And then it was relieved pretty soon thereafter. It wasn't stabbing pain. It wasn't shooting pain. It wasn't oh my God, I'm dying pain. It really was just kind of discomfort. And so I don't want anyone else to have fear surrounding this either. Because of what I brought along with me. It was a really peaceful release, honestly. I always thought that it was going to be this really deeply personal thing too, and I asked him, I was like, do you learn about, why the cords are there? we all have some things we're kind of ashamed of, that we're not happy about, that we wish we had acted in a better way. And he was like, no, I don't get any of the story. And I was like, dude, that's my favorite part about being a medium, is getting all of the gossip. I mean, but it is. So, and like, I asked, don't you ever wonder? He's like, nope, no cords. And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. I don't mind being touched by people. But it was really great. So I laid there, and he went around, he helped me with my chakras too, cleared those up, so thank you very much for that. And really just walked around in circles, did the tuning forks at certain points in my body for different chakras, did the circles with the cord cutter, he did some sound therapy to help release the cords. It was different. It was unlike anything I've done before. It was cool. I'd totally do it again now that I know how easy it is. And I asked him, I was like, how often should people have this done? He's like, normally like once a year. He was like, but you should probably come 2 or 3 times. I'm like, I know. Yeah. Because I see so many people like on earth during the day with my job. Not all those people are happy. It is what it is. And of course I continue to help people whenever they cross my path, whether it's with readings or whatever. So I certainly do a lot of work as it is. But I would absolutely recommend cord cutting for everyone. And I think that it's certainly an experience you should have after high school, after college, after your first breakup. It should be one of those releasing processes for everybody. Not only with emotional, romantic relationships, but with work relationships. I was in a really toxic work environment, and wish I'd had that then. So there's really a lot of uses for this, and it's funny, when you go through the spiritual upheavals and the devastation and the rebuilding, you feel like a brand new person, and then it kind of wears off in a day or two as you settle into your new version of normal. When I got done, I was like, I feel awesome. Like, I didn't feel the buzzy energy that I do after I give readings. I didn't feel the super high that you do after you do major spiritual work. I just felt great, and I continue to feel awesome. I haven't dipped down. I haven't jumped up, but I continue to feel awesome. And so if you're expecting a huge change, don't. You just go back to where you're supposed to be, which is higher than you were, but not necessarily, shooting towards the stars. I'm sure he offers different services for shooting towards the stars. I will have to ask him. But again, it is Steve Freeland, Freeland, which I love his name. He does all sorts of different healing services. He's the one that offered the love program that I reviewed a while ago. He has a lot to offer, and I'm really intrigued to see where he goes from here. I feel like we should have more practitioners that offer this type of service, because you don't hear about it very often. So perhaps he could lead a teaching class for something like that. That would be awesome. I would take that just to play with the tuning forks. He should offer a play with the tuning forks class. I would totally do that. But maybe he can offer you recommendations in your area for someone that provides the service. If you can't make it here, I got it on Om Shanti Shala. Habit of Grace, love them, awesome, local. But I'm sure there are other people that offer it that are trained in similar ways. If you have any questions, holler at me. I will pass them on to Steve, or you can pass them on to Steve. I'm going to try and tag him in this. Thanks for watching the cord cutting, dude. It's for everybody. It is. Definitely after anything big in your life, definitely after any bad romantic relationship, but it really is for everybody. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching.